Hello and welcome back to World Diaries. I'm your host Reena and I'm thrilled to have you here today. So, today we are diving into a topic that often feels complicated, but it's one we all encounter, that is, political events. Now, before you worry that this will be a heated debate or a complicated lecture, let me assure you it won't. Think of this episode as a friendly walk through a park where I tell you stories, share examples, and give you the vocabulary you need to talk about politics in natural, balanced language. Let's begin with a small story. Imagine a town preparing for an election. Banners are being hung, people are talking at tea stalls, and candidates are going door to door. Some people are excited, others are skeptical, but everyone knows that in a few weeks the town will choose its next leader. This is what happens in democracies around the world. Elections becomes a festival of voices, opinions and choices. And when you want to talk about such events in English, instead of saying people are fighting about politics, you can say public discourse intensifies during election season. Citizens actively engage in debates and discussions. See the difference, natural yet powerful. Now let's move to another story. A few years ago, I read about a country where a new policy was introduced to make education more affordable. Some people welcomed the move, saying it would change your people's lives. Others worried it might not be sustainable. Notice what's happening here. A political event, a new policy created different reactions, and this is normal. Policies are always debated. When you describe this in English, you can say the policy was met with mixed reactions from the public. Supporters emphasized its benefits while critics highlighted potential challenges. These phrases allow you to stay neutral, respectful, and clear. Now let's picture another scene. Imagine a global summit. Leaders from different countries sitting around a large round table. They are discussing climate agreements, trade, and peace. Cameras are flashing, reporters are writing, and interpreters are working tirelessly so that everyone can understand each other. This is another kind of political event, international diplomacy. And when you want to talk about it, you could say world leaders convened to discuss pressing global challenges. The summit aimed to foster cooperation and strengthen alliances. Again, natural, professional, and advanced. But here is the most important part. When we talk about political events in English, it's easy to fall into emotional or biased language. But as language learners and as thoughtful communicators, we must practice neutrality. Neutral language helps us describe events clearly without judgment and open space for meaningful conversation. So instead of saying this law is terrible, you could say the law has sparked significant debate. Instead of this leader is amazing, you could say the leader's decisions have been praised by some and criticized by others. Do you feel the difference? Neutral language shows maturity, clarity, and balance. Here is my challenge for you. After this episode, pick a recent political event, maybe an election, a new law, or even an international meeting. Try to explain it in English using storytelling and neutral phrases. Imagine you are telling the story to a friend who wasn't there. Stay calm, stay balanced, and focus on clarity. As we wrap up today's episode, remember this: politics may seem complicated, but at the heart of it, it is simply about people, how they live together, make decisions, and shape their futures. And when you learn to talk about political events with neutral, thoughtful language, you are not just improving your English, you are training yourself to be a respectful global communicator. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you found today's discussion insightful and empowering. Until next time, keep speaking, keep learning, and keep finding better ways to express your thoughts.